Well, what I do realize is that as of right now, no other Chicago Sky game have been moved to the United Center, except for one, Indiana Fever.
Angel Reese is fuming once again, this time over how her own team, the Chicago Sky, completely threw her under the bus and ignored her. She questioned reporters, asking why only Caitlin Clark's games are being moved to the United Center while her team doesn't get the same star treatment. But the truth is simple. Even if Angel doesn't like it, fans are showing up in huge numbers for Caitlin, not her. And that reality stings harder than a blocked layup.
Speaking of United Center, it'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. The Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever. Will be moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlin Clark.
See, when a rookie like Caitlin Clark walks into the league and instantly shatters attendance records, forcing teams to move games into bigger arenas just to handle the crowd that's not hype. That's pure business. Clark didn't just fill Gainbridge Fieldhouse. She blew it wide open, drawing nearly 341,000 fans and setting an all-time franchise record. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky, even with Angel Reese, couldn't come close to that. Yet somehow, Reese believes they're creating the same level of buzz, bless her heart.
It looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center.
Let's talk about this United Center situation. The Chicago Sky announced they're moving only 2 games of the 2025 season to the massive 21,000-seat arena, and surprise, both are against the Indiana Fever. Coincidence, please? This isn't some random scheduling choice. It's the front office making it crystal clear who the real draw actually is.
When Caitlin coming to town, man, all these teams are going to cash in on that. It's just the nature of the business at this point. One fan saying, let's go Fever, taking over the United Center. I can't wait. The Angel Reese effect? No. They know better than to leave free money on the table when the face card comes to town. Yeah, man, because we remember last time Caitlin Clark was there, bro, the arena erupted.
The Sky spent the entire 2024 season at Wintrust Arena, which tops out at just over 10,000 seats, including every single home game Angel Reese played. Not once did the team feel the need to switch venues, not even when Reese was supposedly lighting up the league with her rebounding and TikTok fame. But now that Caitlin Clark is coming to town, suddenly it's, let's double the capacity.
It seems the Chicago Sky have had to move 2 of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility. I'm sure, no doubt, this is the Angel Reese effect. I've got no doubts, no qualms. There's nothing. She even told me herself right here that it's not just one other player, it's because of her.
Sky president Adam Fox tried to spin it by saying the move was about rewarding fan passion. Nice soundbite, but if it were really about Sky fans, they'd upgrade more than just 2 games. The truth is simple. This isn't about rewarding anyone. It's about packing the house when Caitlin Clark hits the court.
One of the hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlin Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlin Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000 seat arena? Well, easy. We move Barbie night to a 21,000 seat arena.
And let's not kid ourselves, this is a smart financial move. The United Center isn't just bigger, it's more profitable. The demand shows up only when Caitlin Clark is in the building. That's not favoritism, that's capitalism. Clark is putting fans in seats, while Angel Reese is still wondering why her average stat line isn't packing arenas. The league has spoken, and the numbers don't lie.
This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark
It's not just the Chicago Sky making these venue moves look around the WNBA, and you'll see the same trend. The Washington Mystics, Las Vegas Aces, Atlanta Dream, Dallas Wings, and Connecticut Sun have all shifted their matchups with the Indiana Fever to bigger arenas, and if you think that's just scheduling luck, think again. This isn't about random dates or rivalries, it's about one player, one name, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue.
And the online reaction, let's just say fans aren't being subtle about what this really means. Social media lit up with questions and shade over why only Clark's games are getting the VIP treatment. People are pointing out the obvious Angel Reese's matchups simply don't bring the same buzz. Not one of her games has sparked a venue upgrade, and now fans are asking if Angel is really as popular as she claims. Why isn't she getting the same star treatment?
My goodness. America's team versus a team who has the person who is the scourge of society. Oh, God. Oh, man. Quote, they watch for me, too. Barbie night? Which one is Barbie night? You got to think one of the two is going to be Barbie night, right? Look at this. Laughing my ass off. Caitlin is really giving every single team a fundraising game. I am weak. My GOAT is simply different.
The irony here is almost too much. All season long, Angel Reese worked hard to present herself as Caitlin Clark's equal in both popularity and impact. She pushed the idea that she was just as responsible for the WNBA's surge in attention, even claiming fans were tuning in for her. Not just Clark. But clearly, nobody told the ticketing department, because when it's time to pack the house, all roads still lead to Caitlin Clark.
He'll be moving to the United Center. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United Center. The game's on Saturday, June 7th and Sunday, July 27th. One had a date change. But they will be moving to the largest capacity arena in the NBA. You know, more than double, I believe, what the Sky's typical home arena is able to hold. And of course, I mean, this is a duh for so many reasons.
And now it's getting downright awkward. When the Sky announced they'd host the Fever at the United Center not once, but twice, you'd think it was a championship promotion. But no, it's simply the numbers talking. And that's the real issue for Reese. If she truly had the same pull, wouldn't the Sky have moved at least one game for her? Wouldn't her own team be using her name to sell more seats?
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel keeps trying to push the narrative that she's a co-star in the league's rise, but the receipts tell a different story. While she's hyping herself up in interviews and viral TikToks, the rest of the WNBA is clearly rallying around the one name that consistently delivers results, and that's Caitlin Clark.
They will say this is because of Angel Reese. They can't say this because of Angel Reese, because for the simple fact, a lot of their games would have moved to bigger arenas if that was the case. They can't not say this. I know people want it, and I know people be mad about this, bro. Y'all shouldn't be mad about this, bro. This is just the reality of the situation. You're not a hater. You're not none of that if you say Angel's not as big as Caitlin, because she's not, guys. That's the reality of it all, bro.
Let's put it in plain numbers, because the scoreboard doesn't lie. If Reese were drawing Clark-level attention, her games would be selling out fast, and the Sky would be scrambling to move every home game to the United Center, but that's not the case, not even close. The arena stays the same, and the crowd sizes stay.
Folks, last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're going to be in the United States.
Compare that to the Fever's home crowd numbers, and it's game over. In 2024, Indiana didn't just break a record, they obliterated it. shattering the WNBA's previous single-season mark by a staggering 36%. That old record had stood untouched since 2001, long before Angel was even dreaming about nil deals or pro contracts. Caitlin didn't just move the needle, she snapped the entire gauge.
The Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend!
Here's the reality. Indiana hit the 20,000 attendance milestone not once, not twice, but 3 times in a single season, packing arenas like it was a July playoff series. Meanwhile, in Chicago, the Sky's biggest crowd didn't even come during Angel's rookie year. That record goes all the way back to 2016, when Angel was still in high school learning how to bank a free throw. More than 16,000 fans showed up to watch the Sky lose to the Sparks, and since then, crickets.
Guys, I'm telling you, when Caitlin Clark comes to town, put it in the big arena, because she is box office, and it is going to be big money. Big, not even just the ticket sales, merchandise sales, concession stands, parking. Dude, they are racking in money from every area when Caitlin Clark comes to town. So of course, the Chicago Sky, oh, fine. I guess I'll milk that well until it's dry.
So while Angel Reese keeps campaigning for her own relevance, teams across the WNBA are making it clear where the real spotlight is. Clark isn't just filling arenas, she's redefining what success in the league looks like. Angel can keep posting, talking, and spinning narratives, but the fans have already spoken. And judging by the ticket sales and venue upgrades, it's obvious who they're showing up for.
A very thin line between hate and facts. And what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means...
The contrast gets almost comical when you look at the numbers. Every time Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese shared the court last season, ticket demand exploded. We're not talking a slight bump. Resale prices were hitting thousands as fans scrambled to witness the matchup live. It was a full-blown event. But when Reese played without Clark crickets, ticket prices barely moved and the urgency vanished. It's like the hype walked out with Clark. Want to catch a Sky game next season? You'll find seats cheap, like last-minute tickets to a band nobody really listens to anymore. Meanwhile, Fever tickets, good luck, they've been sold out for months.
Yeah, let me tell you about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years without it.
The attendance numbers alone tell the story. Angel Reese's games averaged around 9,000 fans last season, not bad, until you realize Caitlin Clark and the Fever were pulling nearly 17,000 per game, almost double. And it wasn't just at home. Clark brought the crowd with her. The Fever drew 36% more fans on the road than any other WNBA team. Think about that. Wherever Clark went, fans followed. According to the league itself, Caitlin Clark generated over a quarter of the WNBA's total revenue last year. That's not a small boost, that's a one-woman economic engine. Now, to be clear, this isn't about tearing down Angel's game. She's talented, and she does have fans. But when you keep insisting you're just as vital to the sport's growth and the receipts say otherwise, the gap is impossible to ignore. You can't crown yourself the face of the league while pulling barely half the seats of the player you're measuring against. Reality isn't something you manifest with confidence, it's something you prove.
Again, as of right now, to my knowledge, that what I've seen, no other Angel Reese games have been moved due to potential attendance for said game. I mean, I'm just pointing that out. I'm not sure if you're allowed to. I've been told, Angel Reese told us it was because of her too. They're coming because of me. Are they? Are they really?
Chicago isn't playing favorites, they're playing smart. When the bottom line is on the line, you follow the money. And right now, that money is flocking to Caitlin Clark like moths to a flame. If one player can sell twice as many tickets and lift every team's revenue just by stepping on the court, that's not favoritism, that's economics.
I see other teams doing this for other players. They're doing it for Caitlin Clark because they know Caitlin Clark is bringing the bacon. She's bringing the bacon, but this is great.
What started as a one-off move by the Sky quickly showed itself to be part of a bigger trend. It's not just Chicago, the entire league is catching on. The Washington Mystics shifted their Fever matchup to Baltimore's CFG Bank Arena, nearly 15,000 seats. The Connecticut Sun moved theirs to Boston's TD Garden, home of the Celtics. These aren't coincidences, they're calculated financial decisions powered by the Caitlin Clark effect.
CC hype is real. Is this the Caitlin or Angel effect? Stop it. Caitlin Clark effect. Go. Let's go see what the Fever fans got to say. I mean, seriously, the Angel Reese effect. Sarcasm. Every venue CC plays in, the Caitlin Clark effect.
And the best part, Clark saw this coming nearly a year ago.
I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago. So maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little above my pay grade. But we're excited, you know.
After one of her games, Clark casually mentioned that women's basketball could benefit from playing in bigger arenas, no ego, no demands, just a simple take on how to grow the game. Now that offhand remark has become a blueprint, and teams across the league are rushing to follow it. The financial impact is massive. Those 2 United Center games against the Fever alone are projected to generate an extra $4 million compared to Wintrust Arena. $4 million from just 2 games for a league that has battled profitability issues for years. That's not a bonus, that's a lifeline. This isn't hype, it's math. And the math says Caitlin Clark isn't just changing women's basketball, she's saving it.
Remember, the Washington Mystics also moved 2 of their games yesterday, too. I wonder if those were Angel Reese games. Oh, they weren't. They weren't Angel Reese games. They were Indiana Fever games. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do it.
When league executives look at these numbers, they don't see a passing trend, they see a sustainable business model. Teams that once operated on thin margins now have a clear path to financial growth. The real question isn't if they should leverage Caitlin Clark's drawing power, but how fast they can lock down bigger venues before others beat them to it. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's off-court ventures tell a very different story. Her run in the unrivaled 3x3 league didn't spark record viewership, while Clark's presence is literally forcing venue upgrades across multiple cities. Reese's star power simply hasn't translated into the same commercial success.
She is just not a needle mover like Caitlin Clark is. Now, is she a great player? Yes, she is phenomenal. But she is not Caitlin Clark. She's not even nowhere near on Caitlin level. She's not on her level financially. She's not on her level impact-wise, and she damn sure ain't on her level on the basketball court, because we seen that happen last year when Caitlin won Rookie of the Year. Like, it's okay, bro. It is okay for her to be second fiddle.
Fan reactions to these venue changes have been split right down the middle. Clark supporters point to the undeniable economics, while Reese defenders cry favoritism. One viral tweet summed it up. Funny how they never moved Angel's games to bigger arenas when she was breaking records, but the minute Clark comes to town, suddenly they need 20,000 seats. That take ignores the reality ticket demand, not just record-breaking, drives these business moves. Another fan fired back. Maybe if Angel focused less on who's getting attention and more on developing a reliable jump shot, she wouldn't have to worry about venue sizes. The debate shows just how divided the fan base is. But a Chicago local offered a more balanced perspective. I've been a Sky fan for years, but couldn't get tickets to the Fever games last season. Now with the United Center, I finally can. How is giving more fans access to women's basketball a bad thing? That sentiment highlights the bigger picture. The real benefit of expanding venues is making room for the growing demand.
Bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at points.
While Angel tries to position herself as an equal draw, Caitlin simply lets her game do the talking. Analysts suggest Reese would gain more by leaning into the league's competitive spirit and focusing on raising her play instead of constant comparisons. The real question isn't whether people tune in for Angel 2, it's whether she'll use this moment as fuel to grow, not just to complain. Sometimes the toughest truth to face is the one written in box scores and attendance numbers. Do you agree? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss out.